Get access to exclusive videos and more, and support the channel on patreon.com/manlightfoot.
Howdy, y'all. What am I, Phantom Strider? Hey y'all, I'm doing something special with this video. This is a Patreon exclusive I decided to release on the main channel. Why, you probably didn't ask? Well, I thought it could be a good way to get a taste of what becoming a thinker on Patreon would look like. There's a bunch of exclusive videos like this and more over on Patreon where I go over different animated stuff. I even go over stuff I reviewed previously if requested for certain tiers. Plus, I don't have to worry about YouTube's copyright or censorship over there. Isn't that an enticing reason to join? Want an even more enticing and possibly spicier reason to join? Well, sorry, you're gonna have to go over to one of those more spicier Patreons for that stuff. But there is more cursing on my Patreon.
It's funny they got Jimmy Saint talking about wishing here, but in the show,
he would not fuck with that shit.
Yeah, he's against
he
wishing.
He wouldn't give a fuck about none of that.
You gotta wonder if this is the reason why, where it's like, oh no, my parents got kidnapped the last time I wished for anything, so fuck that shit.
The other reason why I'm releasing this is because it's a Legends of Chamberlain Heights video where I changed my mind on the show. I see that the show's been getting a renaissance with people calling it funny, and this request I did made me see what I was missing from the show before when it first dropped. So why not use this video as a means to show someone's mind can change over the years, especially with a show like Chamberlain Heights, because if you remember that show and what can happen in it.
When you need somebody to show you what's good at Duncan, ask for the sexy booty captain of the Hoop Squad, me.
What an odd thing to say.
Yeah, it's kind of a question as to how can anyone find this funny, but it actually managed to find a way through the years.
The party of Lincoln is in favor of allowing guns in theater.
My sentiments exactly.
I ain't gonna lie, this shit is weird with how Milk here reinforce a negative stereotype.
And it also gives a taste of what to expect from the Patreon page when you sign up. There's other videos like watch-alongs, requested simple thoughts or movie thoughts, and more to access when you become a thinker, or even just buy access to the individual videos on the store page. So enjoy this now public video of Chamberlain Heights and how it got its groove back with the people.
Oh, God!
In adherence with the rules, the opposing coach will select another Duncan player to replace the injured one.
I'll do it.
You ain't gonna do shit. You ain't got off the bench all year, you broke jumper motherfucker.
Damn!
Welcome to another exclusive Simple Thoughts. This time we're talking about Legends of Chamberlain Heights, the winner of the latest raffle. This is definitely a show I have a little bit of history with. I watched this before when it premiered back in 2016, which was the second year I started this channel, weirdly enough. And so coming into the show, it's definitely different than what you would expect. It was a show that everyone across the board, no matter who you talk to, hated the hell out of it. Nobody was giving it the time of day, including me. I hated looking at it. I hated the stereotypes it was pushing. I didn't like the characters, and the same thing was being said across the board. You know, there was no one about to come out and defend this show. Everyone thought it was racist. Everyone thought it was just dumb, stupid. It was just basically drawn together, but now with black people at the helm.
Come on, man. Those is reserved for the physically unfortunate. We can't sit there.
Yeah, how you gonna talk your way into that?
My mom said we sitting there. I took the bus here.
It really wasn't something most people were trying to talk about. Or pretty much it came and went pretty fast. Like everyone hated it for a few seconds and then it was gone. It had 15 minutes in for me. It's weird because I've had some people tell me it's actually kind of good. My friend Worst Taj and even Toonrific Tariq, the one who made this request for the show, actually ended up recommending this show and saying it's good. It actually holds up. It actually has some good jokes, you know? And so I went in thinking maybe my mind will be changed. Maybe I was wilding a little bit back then. And after watching it again, yeah, I was wilding back then.
They going on sale in 3, 2, 1. Shit, they sold out.
I got this. Let's go to that black search engine, Yoo-Hoo. That's where I get all my flavored sunflower seeds. Shit.
It really is one of those shows you think couldn't work. You know, it's dumb as hell, it's raunchy, it does nothing but push some stereotypes, but the funny thing is, it does have effort put into it. It may not look like it has effort, but there's effort. There's just something about the main trio is Grover, Jamal, and Milk. 2 black high schoolers and 1 white high schooler who thinks he's black for some reason. It's that type of stereotype. Their friendship is pretty much these kids who want to become legends in their neighborhood, basketball legends to be specific. It's basically all about them getting their game up in basketball in their high school. You know, they want to be popular, they want girls to pay attention to them, they want the fame, the fortune. But it's a whole thing of they're just not very good. They're usually benched all the time, and so they never get to prove themselves. You see them go on a bunch of crazy hijinks to try to prove themselves as legends in their neighborhood or in their school. And it's not a bad setup. It's something that you can actually have a bit of fun with. You really can have some fun with this, and they do. But to be fair, to warn you, it does live up to that very horrible stereotypical raunchiness that you would think it does. There is a lot of jokes in here that's like, oh, that's in poor taste. There's just like episode 3 of season 1 is literally about a girl named Isis who is an exchange student, and the whole entire plot line revolves around Grover and Jamal just trying to get nude pics of her.
That's poop.
It says in wrong as you think it could be. It is not a show for everyone. I cannot say, yeah, you should go watch it. Because holy crap, no. But there's definitely something here to the show that's interesting. This is a show that is not afraid to actually talk some shit about real stuff. It actually wanted to say something about Obama's term, or more or less, it wanted to have something to say. Like, Grover's little brother, he's basically a Hotep type who tries to look more into consciousness and being aware of what the government is doing to the black community and everything. But he's someone who, actually speaks real shit. They use him as a real vehicle to speak about real issues going on. And it's not too much of just full-on dumb conspiracies. Not to say there aren't a few sprinklings here and there, because he is a kid, and some things he just isn't supposed to understand. But they have him point out the fact that it's like, hey, you fought in those wars and you ain't really help us out like we thought you would. They point out the fact that it's like politicians come to us all the time, talk to us and talk nice to us and say they're gonna help us, and then when they get into office they do nothing. That's not really a joke they leave it on. I mean, sometimes you have like his idiot brother doesn't pay attention, or his idiot brothers, because Grover also has an older brother who's just smokes all day. Like he's basically useless. So, but the thing is, it's interesting because Grover looks up to his older brother, because his brother used to be a legend in the high school that Grover's going to now. It's interesting to see, it's like, oh, he became a legend in the school, but he peaked in high school. And Grover's looking up to a guy like that, who doesn't have any prospects. He has no real anything going for him. He just gets high and plays Madden or GTA or something all day. That's it. You're getting a fun dynamic where they play around with this idea that maybe you shouldn't be looking up to a guy like that. They don't leave it to just, oh, your brother sucks. They do try to play his brother can try and become better in some places, though. It's like, yeah, just put in some effort. Though they do hit you with the status quo as God with this show. Sometimes it's like they do feel like they're moving up or they're learning something, but most of the time it's like nothing changes for real. It's just kind of interesting. The whole dynamic between the trio is funny because they're the typical, they get picked on in school, no one really respects them, no one expects anything out of them type. They are kind of they could roll with people if they just kind of chilled out for a minute, especially Milk, who, that's just the nastiest motherfucker on their entire group, bruh. They're a great dynamic, ultimately. You have Milk, who keeps trying to act like he's black, and Grover and Jamal, they're just like, whatever. They let it happen because it's like, hey, ain't nobody else really hanging with us. But Milk is also the rich kid, like he's the rich white kid, and so he's so privileged that it's like, oh yeah, that's your commentary on him. They also push him to be the nastiest dude on the group. So it's just one of those things. It's that typical stuff where it's like, of course he's the gross one, why not? They always gotta have a gross friend.
Y'all probably tight with me because I'm always on time with the comedy, right? Or is it the stories? Y'all know I got them stories on deck.
Honestly, bruh, I just like the fact that you rich.
I just love your mom's titties.
Grover feels like the one who makes the most sense usually, but a lot of the time he makes big mistakes. The thing that helps the show a little bit is that it's like, oh, these are teenagers, and it is making fun of the black community in many places, particularly like areas that would be considered the ghetto and such. That's like, okay. But it doesn't feel like a lot of the jokes are disingenuous. Some of them do feel like they come from a place of, oh yeah, maybe a writer came from this type of lifestyle, or at the very least has family, and so it's like they visited often and would know somewhat of how things go. That's kind of how it is, but it's just they do push extremes and push some stereotypes. It's like, y'all.
These are my friends, Grover and Jamal. We're your chaperones.
I'm pleased to meet you. I am Isis.
Oh, that's a pretty name and a sexy body, Isis. Bet you beheading dudes back home.
What the fuck?
It's a show that definitely has its problems. I think out of all of them, I kind of like Jamal a little bit. He's kind of a character who gets a decent arc in this. He has a problem where this one girl is bothering him, but they draw this one black girl who is drawn so stereotypically. Like, it's like, come on, y'all. Like, and so he's constantly bothered because she's kind of an on again, off again for him, and because he's like not trying to settle down. He's one of those I'm a player type, even though he's a loser. So he tries to pretend like she ain't his, and yet they do have an arc, you know. They do have an episode where they do address this whole thing, where it's like, yo, you got to make up your mind, man. Like, do you really want to just have side chicks, or do you want to have someone who actually likes you and wants to be around you? Even though the episode revolves around him getting caught up with a stripper who looks absolutely identical to Tupaquia. That's what her name was, Tupaquia. It's as crazy and dumb as you think it could be, but they did that anyway. It's a crazy show. The thing is, they play around with the fact that they are teenagers coming up in a rough neighborhood. They do have some commentary. That's the interesting thing about it. It's not a bad show. It's just a show that just takes itself too far, that it pushes people away. It's like, you needed to draw back, and you maybe needed some consultants to say, maybe don't push this stereotype, okay? Honestly, it's interesting because the show is crudely drawn, but it looks pretty nice. It's obviously in that high definition. We're in this high definition era where it's like you can make something look crude, but if you increase the resolution, it will look pretty. So it's one of those shows where it's like, it's a beautifully ugly series. It's weird to say. Like, it's like, looks like it's drawn on a marker by like children. It's so funny how this show looks, but it doesn't look bad. Like, I can't really say it looks bad because it's like, this is on purpose. These designs, all of these are on purpose. It's interesting. You would think, oh, everyone's drawn stereotypically. It's like, really? I mean, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, everyone is kind of drawn stereotypically, but that's kind of the point, that it's like, to call it racist for its design philosophy, it's hard to say that. There's a bunch of diverse body types throughout the whole show, so it doesn't feel like it's trying to say this certain group looks horrible. It's definitely been a fun watch. I'm kind of interested to see how the second season actually goes, but so far with what it is, my perception of the show has changed a lot. I can't recommend it unless you're someone who can get through like raunchy comedy. Like, if you really can get past the raunchiness, then I say give it a watch. You might come out of it with a different perspective. Get past the first episode, though. I will say it's okay if you want to skip the first episode and just go ahead from there. But it's a show you gotta just know it's trying only to make you laugh. It is gonna try to make you laugh, but it does want to say something at the same time. It's just, it does go to extremes to try to say something. But I do want to know what your thoughts on it. If you have already seen the show, what were your first thoughts going into the show? Or did you watch it recently and did your mind change on it? Or did you love it from the start? Were you one of those like secret fans of this series? You know, I'm curious. Put your responses in the comments. And always remember, it's just a thought.